Wassup YouTube, PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you week number 8 of the PFL here on the channel. After a rough loss in our rematch to Scott last week, a nice rough 3-0 loss, we are sitting at 3-4 and looking to try to balance that record out again with hopefully a W this week. And this week we are taking on Brandon and the Hurricane Honedge, who have not been doing too hot this season. They're currently sitting at 1-6 with a -10 differential. So I'm not going to underestimate him, obviously, because if you the moment you underestimate anybody is the moment you lose. That's my always mindset. I will always believe that the moment you think someone's going to be an easier win, is the moment that person 6-0s you or something like that. Like, you will lose, guaranteed. Every time you underestimate someone, you lose. So I refuse to do so. So I'm going to put everything out in this match. But here's hoping that that goes in my favor. But his team's actually really solid, and actually is a real big threat to some of the mons we are bringing, which is kind of a struggle. He's got Garchomp, Magnezone, Alolan Marowak, Venusaur, Blastoise, Granbull, Mega Charizard Y, Terrakion, Sneasel, Heliolisk, and Sigilyph. His Z Crystal users are Magnezone and Sigilyph. So, very threatening team. Very threatening team. Gonna be a real rough time of it, definitely for sure. Garchomp's a problem, always. Magnezone is gonna be a bitch and I have to deal with our Celesteela. We're going to have to be really careful with how we play this match with Celesteela. We're going to be really fucking careful with that. So, we have to be really smart about how we go about things in this game, for sure. The Alola Marowak is kind of annoying, but like not a super big threat. Like, Alola Whack is essentially like the one thing that is one of the things I'm least worried about, just because Alola Whack isn't as scary as some of the other mons on his team. He has a regular Venusaur with the Sun with Mega Charizard Y, which is going to be a huge annoyance. We saw in the NPBF how annoying a Venusaur in the Sun can be. It's a bad time. So we're gonna have to really struggle bust our way through that. Hopefully we can beat that thing. That's gonna be a bitch. Blastoise, just a solid rapid spinner. Simple as that. Granbull could be annoying with Heal Bell and stuff like that, but I'm not super worried about it. I'm actually 90% sure I brought like a semi-special or mostly special Celesteela set this week. Can't remember, but I think pretty sure I did. Megazard Y just rips holes through teams. Thankfully, I do actually have things that are faster than it in this league, unlike the WCBL. So, at least this time, I actually have a chance of being able to beat it, which is nice, so that's cool. Terrakion is annoying. Terrakion's so hard to prep for every single time, no matter where you're facing it at. Terrakion's hard to prep for. So, hopefully that's not too bad. Hopefully we can handle the Terrak. He's got a Sneasel. That's hard hitting knockoffer on priority with Ice Shard. So can be pretty scary if in reality it can be pretty terrifying. So hopefully we don't have to worry about that too much. And then Sigilyph is a pretty annoying, decently fast. Can set up a whole bunch of different ways, and then that stored power set is super annoying. So we're gonna have to be careful with the Sigilyph. We also can't like Toxic Stall or whatnot, because it is usually it has the Magic Guard ability, so we're not going to be able to weaken it down at all, which is really unfortunate. But it's also fairly frail outside of being set up, so it's something that we can handle. So hopefully that won't be a problem. But and then last but not least, he has the Heliolisk, just a basic fast electric type. Not super worried about Heliolisk. We have plenty of ways of dealing with that. But that being his team, now it is time to get into our team. And our team is powerful. I love our team. And our team is going to start off this week with the homie Tapu Fini. Fini, not the Tapu Fini. Nature's Madness, Moonblast, Scald, and Defog. We are running enough speed to outpace a maximum speed Magnezone. Just because I want to be able, like, if it's getting, like, if the Magnezone's down low and it thinks it might be able to outspeed us or something, unless it's Scarfed, we'll be able to Scald it and knock it out. We'll be able to outspeed and knock it out. Or if, like, I don't see Finny being very useful later in the match, like if he has, like, Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard left in the back, and, like, Magnezone is in front of me, I will just go for, like, the Nature's Madness to chip it down even further, or whatever. That could be an option for us to go with. So, that's kind of, like, the plan with our Tapu Fini. Hopefully that can work in our favor. We'll see what happens. But I think this is going to be a good set. I think this will work pretty decently well. So that is our... we have Nature's Moon... we have the Defog to keep hazards off our side of the field. That's very important. Scald, just for stab purposes, it can actually potentially... No, I can't really burn anything on his team. He has nothing that's like above the ground, but that's fine. I'm going to change this actually now to Surf, just because he has nothing that we can burn with the Scald outside of the terrain, and I'm going to mostly try to keep the terrain up. So, then we have the Moonblast for the Garchomp. We can actually take one Poison Jab if he's Scarfed Chomp, and we can hit him back for that Moonblast real hard. We also can Moonblast that Sneasel real hard, which is really nice, and then Moonblasting the Terrakion, which is also real nice. So, this I can do a decent amount of damage to his team, and I'm hoping that it will work out in my favor. And so we have Bam Bam, the Darmanitan, Choice Scarf this week, Flare Blitz, Rock Slide, Zen Headbutt, and U-Turn. We're running enough speed to outpace max speed base 80s. I believe that is the Venusaur, so as long as the Venusaur is outside of the sun, which if we can stall out sun, that'd be great. If the Venusaur is outside of sun, we will outspeed it, guaranteed, every time. And unless he has a faster Scarfer, like if he runs Scarf Sigilyph, Scarf Chomp will outspeed us, which I'm not going to even take a chance in front of Chomp. That's why we can't really touch Chomp with Bam Bam. If he runs Scarfed Tarak, Scarf Sneasel, and Scarf Heliolisk, that could be a problem. Or Scarf Sigilyph, but I'm not too worried about that. But we have the Flare Blitz, just because Sheer Force Flare Blitz from Darmanitan just nukes things. It's very, very hard for most teams to switch into that. Garchomp could switch in pretty easily. Garchomp can switch in decently. Marowak can kind of switch in a bit. Blastoise switches into it, but for the most part, if the Zard keeps the sun up, this thing becomes even more of a nuke, and most things lose their ability to switch in well. So that's pretty cool. We also have the Rock Slide to hit that Zard for 4 times effective damage, which is also awesome. We can also hit the Sigilyph super effectively, which is great. We have Zen Headbutt then for the Terrakion. That's probably our best way of hitting Terrakion. So that's a thing. But yeah, I didn't even know Darmanitan got Zen Headbutt until this match, and I was prepping. So that's really cool. But yeah, I think that'd be pretty... Yeah, that's our Darmanitan set. On to thanks to Steve, the Celesteela with the Groundium Z. Mixing it up from that Firium Z we ran last time we dealt with a Magna. That worked in our favor. We have the Groundium Z. We have enough speed to outpace, I believe... What does this outpace? This just outpaces Sneasel, I believe? Yeah, this outpaces Sneasel after a... So, like, Scarfers will still outspeed us, but we'll be able to outspeed everything on his team after an Autotomize. I'll obviously have to be careful. The Groundium Z is very, very important because As long as he's, like, a lot of the things that would potentially wall us just get knocked out by the Groundium Z. And if they aren't... also, this does outspeed Scarf Magnezone, by the way. So that's important after an Autotomize. So, like, we hit the field, we're going for Autotomize almost instantaneously. That's the plan. So, yeah, that's what we're doing with that. But, yeah, Autotomize will be nice. We have the Flash Cannon with the mild nature to hit as hard as possible on majority of Brandon's team. It will also be able to knock out the Gramble. We didn't go physical because I didn't want to be intimidated down by the Gramble and be unable to pick up KOs that I essentially need. We have the Air Slash. Air Slash is our secondary stab. It will allow us to hit things like the Blastoise as well, and also hit the Venusaur super effectively, which is very important. And then the last move we have is Earthquake. That's why we're running a mild nature, so that we can have some attack stat. The Earthquake is there because the Earthquake plus the Groundium basically allows us to handle the switch-ins to this mon, besides Zard Y. Realistically, I wish I had Rock Slide on this set for the Zard Y, and I'm debating switching that out right now. But I just don't know what I would switch it out for. Realistically, Flash Cannon's the only stab that I need. Air Slash. I feel like Zard Y is most likely to be there, so I'm gonna go for Rock Slide over Air Slash. That just makes it easier for... This is a case of 4 moves lost syndrome. I'm gonna have to not have the... I'm gonna have to not have the Rock Slide, and that's just gonna have to be a thing. So, but yeah, we're gonna hopefully this set will work in our favor. If I had that Rock Slide, that'd be so dope. Is there any way I can fix this set? Is there anything at all I can do to this set that could fix it to get me Rock Slide? I need the Autotomize, so that's out of the question to get rid of. I need why do I need Flash Cannon for stab? I have Air Slash. Flash Cannon hits Gramble super effectively, and it hits Terrakion super effectively, but so does Air Slash. That's Groundium. Well, Air Slash doesn't, but like it's still gonna hit hard. I think I'm gonna switch out Flash Cannon. Yeah, Flash Cannon, even though it's slightly stronger than Air Slash, I'm switching out Flash Cannon for Rock Slide. Hopefully this works out in my favor so that I can actually OHKO the Zard with this mon, which would be really, really great. That's the plan. The plan is to OHKO Zard, so hopefully this will work out in our favor. If it does, great. If it doesn't, okay. Then it'll bite me. It'll bite me. If it bites me, it bites me. But I feel like this is a good move. But I think this set can do really well for us. I'm really, really hoping it does. Because, realistically, I'm thinking that one of the mons that switches into this switches in as we go for an Autotomize, and then we use either Rock Slide to take out the Zard Y, or we Groundium Z whatever's in front of us, be it the... I moved the document just enough that I can't see Brandon's team. either be it the Terrakion, the if it's the Heliolisk, I'm just going for regular Earthquake. The Magnezone, I might just be able to go for regular Earthquake. I'll have to run the calcs for that during the match, but or likely I'll just go for the Groundium, just to be safe. Or the Alola or whatever comes in. We'll go for the appropriate move to KO that Mon, get ourselves the special attack boosts, and then we should be fine with the Air Slashes to break through the rest. So I think this set will do well, but I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sorry. Next up we have Shadow, our Zygarde 10% form. 1,000 Arrows, Outrage, Extreme Speed, Dragon Dance, the Life Orb. Max Attack, enough speed to outpace a Terrakion. and then so, basically, the only thing that really scares this Mon is Sneasel. Actually, no, this is enough speed for Heliolisk, mind you. Just making sure that that's noted. The only thing that really threatens this is Sneasel, because Sneasel's Ice Shard will just knock this thing out. So my plan with this Mon is to get it on something I'm more than likely going to scare out, and from there I'm going to try to get up a Dragon Dance, and I believe... Don't quote me on this. I believe... Let me run the calc now. I'm going to run this calc now because this is important. Actually, I'll run the Celesteela calc while I'm thinking about it. Rock Slide. Charizard. Mega Y. Ooh. That's not enough. How much attack investment do I need to Oko Zard? So I will take it out of my HP. I do not care. 116 to guarantee the Oko. So we're taking 116 out of here. Yeah, we'll take 116 out of there. Fuck it, we'll go 120 just to be safe because we have an odd number already. So that's what we're gonna do with that. Okay, cool. But Zygarde 10%. With a Life Orb, Max Attack against a Sneasel. With Extreme Speed. So if we get to +1, Extreme Speed has a very good chance, it has like a 50-50 shot to Oko. So that could be really, really cool. So that's really, really cool. I think I think he won't expect that or see that coming. So I think that will be really, really effective. I don't think he'll see the Dragon Dance coming. So if we can get a Dragon Dance up, we can pretty much guaranteed handle the Sneasel, which is really, really nice. Besides that, I think this Mon just does a lot of work in the game. Once we do have up that Dragon Dance, we will be able to outspeed a majority of Brandon's team as well. So then we can just spam 1,000 Arrows, the most spammable move in the game of Pokemon right now, which is also really dope. And we can really apply a lot of pressure to his team, which is really good. So I'm really, really happy that we have this Mon. And, yeah, so Zygarde's awesome. This could be a good late-game cleaner for us in the matchup. Next up, we have Symmetrical, the Cryogonal. Rocking the Assault Vest this week. Freeze Dry, Knockoff, Ancient Power, and HP Ground. We are running enough speed to outpace a max speed Garchomp. So if he's not Scarfed Garchomp, we will outspeed it 100% of the time. So we're going to have to be really smart about scouting what kind of item that Garchomp is. Very, very smart about scouting that thing. Freeze Dry, Knockoff, Ancient Power, and Hidden Power Ground. I think this set could do a lot of work. HP Ground is there for things like the Magnezone and the Alola and stuff like that. It'll hit those pretty hard, really hard. We have the Ancient Power to kind of catch that Zard Y off guard. If it's taken any damage at all, I think it has a good chance to KO. That's another one I'm going to calc right now because I am paranoid as fuck. I don't know why my voice is like this right now. I do not know why my voice is like this. Ancient Power does 63 to 75% to the Charizard, so that's a really decent, hefty chunk of damage that he's certainly not going to want to take on his Zard, but he's going to have to take it from our Cryogonal at some point. We also have the Knockoff. Knockoff is actually very important for things that want to switch into this, because realistically, I'm going to be careful with that, but realistically, things that might want to switch into this would be maybe Magnezone, which can get rid of like a Scarfon, Alola Marowak, which can get rid of its Thick Club, which is nice, really mitigate that thing's damage output. We can maybe get rid... The only thing that I'm really scared of switching into this is the Terrakion, because if it switches in and catches a Knockoff, gets that Justified boost, even if I get rid of a Choice Scarf or something on it, which actually makes it a lot easier to deal with, we also give it a Justified boost, and that's a +1 Terrakion, and that's something I don't want to deal with, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But it's something that could happen, and we have to be prepared to handle that. I mean, if he gets a Justified boost off of Cryogonal gets sacked right there. Cryogonal dies. I don't care. Cryogonal, you did your best, buddy, but you're gonna have to go down this turn. So that's just the way it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He just dies. He's dead at that point. So, but Cryogonal, I think, can put in a lot of work in this game. So I'm really excited to bring him. Last but not least, we have Bolt Doggo, the Mega Manectric. Realistically, and I hate to be the guy to say something like this, but Bolt Doggo in this game is very expendable. Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, HP Ice. Very expendable mon in this matchup. It's very much just kind of here because I'm actually going to put Protect on it, by the way. I'm going to take off Flamethrower because Flamethrower only really hits the Magnezone and the Venusaur. HP Ice still hits the Venusaur. Sneasel's not bulky enough to really appreciate a Volt Switch or Thunderbolt anyway, and that's pretty much all that really needs to be talked about there. But Protect at least allows us to scout on the Chomp what it might want to go for, and like if it's an SD Chomp, if Chomp comes in on this, I'm assuming it's going to be Scarfed, but then if we can Protect in front of it, maybe see what move it wants to go for, and then we can act accordingly. Based upon the fact that it might be Scarfed, I think that could be cool, and then it could also allow us to scout whether he is Scarfed or not. So that's important information that we can have with that Protect. But Volt Switch, Thunderbolt pretty much hit the majority of his team, just for any damage. Like, realistically, as long as a Alolan Marowak is not there, I'm going to click Volt Switch a lot more than I can imagine. Because he doesn't have a lot of Volt Switch switch-ins. Venusaur is one of his, his top 4 mons, Garchomp, Magnezone, Alolan Marowak, and Venusaur, are probably his only real switch-ins to a Volt Switch. Heliolisk does not count. At all. He does not count. He's not a real Pokemon. He doesn't matter. But Volt Switch and Thunderbolt are important for this game. break through things like the Blastoise, tear through that Zard Y, tear through the Sigilif. Very, very important things to get rid of ASAP. We are EV'd to outspeed the Sneasel, which is very important as well. HP Ice is obviously for the Garchomp, and then for the Venusaur as well. And then I just mentioned Protect for Scouting. So it's a very simple set, but I think it can be very effective against Brandon this week. So hopefully we can do some work with it. But that's going to be it for the team builder. I know it's a bit long because I've been getting a little bit sidetracked. But we're going to hop into the battle. So hope you guys enjoy. Peace. Alright guys, we are here to take on Brandon and his... Oh, why can't I remember? I always forget team names right at the beginning of a video, and I just feel stupid every time I do it, because I should know better. We're taking on Brandon and his Hurricane Honedge here today, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking him on, and he's just going to bring this this Venusaur here, this Terrakion, this Megazard Y, this Blastoise, this Garchomp, and the Magnezone. He's bringing the Gen 1 Power Trio. That's crazy cool. We're gonna switch sides, and we're gonna see how this one goes. So he's gonna lead with his Charizard. I'll lead with my Finny. I'm just gonna go straight for a Nature's Madness turn 1. I know I can swallow a Solar Beam like a champion, and I do, and I'm gonna be able to get that Nature's Madness off on him. And I'm gonna switch now into my Cryogonal, so I'm gonna be able to chew that up for me, and I'm gonna get the Ancient Power boost with Cryogonal, which is super insane. I'm very happy with how that turned out. He's gonna go into his Blastoise here, so I'm gonna go straight for a Freeze Dry. So that's a nice clean 2-hit KO on that Blastoise there. Cryogonal already putting in crazy amounts of work, and is gonna be able to knock out the Blastoise. And the sun is gone, so the Venusaur is definitely much less threatening. But he's gonna go into the Terrakion, and realistically, like, I know it was kind of controversial just to sack it there, but like, what else was I supposed to do? Obviously, this reveals that he is a Scarf Terrak, 100%. I knew he was Scarf Terrak. But, like, there's nothing else on my team that really wanted to take that hit. Like, Finny's already whittled down, so, like, Finny wasn't appreciating the fuck out of that. And then, obviously, like, nothing else on the team wants to take a Choice Scarf Terrakion's close combat. So, Symmetrical is just going to have to go down here, unfortunately. That +1 defense really didn't do shit, now did it? We're gonna go into our Mega Manectric though here, and we're gonna Mega Evolve and go for a Thunderbolt on this Magnezone. We're gonna Protect and see what it's gonna go for, as it goes for the Z move, goes straight for the Gigavolt Havoc. So we're gonna eat that up. Chewed, swallowed, eaten. We're gonna Volt Switch out on this thing, and we're just gonna go out and essentially sack our Tapu Fini here, and then go into our Zygarde. Really put on some pressure on this thing. We're gonna go straight for 1,000 arrows on this Venusaur. Now, he makes probably one of the boldest plays I've ever seen, and he even said after the game that he didn't even think about it. And if I had just stayed in here and gone for 1,000 arrows, or set up a Dragon Dance or something, I would have won this game. Guaranteed would have won this game right here with Zygarde. Cleaned up his team, nothing he could do about it, and just gone on for the W. But I'm going to switch into Celesteela, because realistically, his dual stabs, even if he goes for HP Fire, he's not doing all that much to me, and he can't status me, and like, he's not, realistically, he wasn't going for a status move in the Misty Terrain. There's no way. So I switch out to my Celesteela. He actually went for Sleep Powder. I don't know if he forgot about the Misty Terrain, just completely ignored it. He went for a Sleep Powder on the turn I'm going into my Celesteela. If he predicted that, he is an absolute madman. But obviously, like, that's going to put my Celesteela asleep, and that immediately, like, cripples my Celesteela. And he's able to go for a knockoff there, and it's going to get rid of my Choice Scarf. And this is where I was on tilt. I won't even lie. I was hardcore on tilt at this point. I was hella upset. I was not happy. So I'm going to scout for the Scarf here. So I'm going to switch out into my Celesteela, and then I'm going to... I'm just gonna die. I'm just gonna sack my Celesteela here. This is just dumb. It's just really dumb situation. I hate that Celesteela was asleep. God damn it. You know what's even worse, now that I think about it? What's even worse is, like, I shouldn't have been asleep there, man. That fucking blows. So I'm able to knock out this Venusaur. I'm so regretting not going for the Dragon Dance. If I'd gotten the Dragon Dance up, that would have been such a GG. I'm able to knock out the Tracheon with 1,000 arrows here. He's gonna bring out the Garchomp and reveal himself to be dual Scarfed. So he's gonna be able to knock out my. He's gonna be able to knock out my whatchamacallit, my Doggo, and realistically I needed to get that Garchomp down to -2, which I'm unable to do. He's smart enough to switch out his Garchomp to get its attack back up, KO my Darmanitan, and then go into as I go back into my Manectric. And I think it might have been a roll at that point, but it was a roll definitely in his favor. But that dual Scarf was monsters, and that Sleep Powder play. Oh my god, I'm so mad that like what should have been the absolute worst possible play in all of space and time, the absolute worst play possible, turned out to be the most god tier play and completely screw me in this game. That absolutely fucked me up. So, unfortunately, we're going to be pick up an L there. We are taking on Joey next week. He was a replacement for Adam, who we played earlier this season. Changed the team a lot. So, it'll be interesting to see how the matchup goes. But, thank you all for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I'm PokePrimer, signing off. Peace!